I never see her discouraged. I always see a smile. I always see somebody that's positive. I always see somebody that lights up the room.
That willingness to get in there and do anything, that go-get-it attitude and, commitment and caring, that's Jane.
I was born and raised in St. Louis, Missouri. My grandpa was a carpenter, so at a young age I got to work with him, sweeping sawdust and learning tools. I loved working with my hands.
My parents lived in Venice when they first moved to Los Angeles in '68, I want to say.
Very bohemian. I guess we were hippies. And I was looking for employment. And I had a couple of criteria now that I wanted equal pay. I wanted an opportunity to advance. And I also was able to do substitute teaching and teacher's assistant at my son's school. Developed a friendship with the PTA president. When the school carnival came around, she volunteered me and her husband to put it together. He was an electrician. And we started building all the little cubicles and stringing the lights. He showed me how to repair some of the light sockets and take out the broken bulbs. We were pretty much done with our part. And he goes, you want to turn it on? Oh, yeah. I threw that switch. I saw everything come on. The speakers started that little staticky squawking. The lights came on. It was a rush I had never had before. And it was just such a sense of ownership and pride. He starts talking to me about apprenticeship and the requirements. And they're basically the same requirements we have now. 18 years old, high school diploma, algebra. Local 11 only took applications once every 2 years. Arrived an hour early. There was like over 1,400 people in line, all men, except for me. I get up to the table, and the guy looks at me, and he goes, "Is this for your husband or for your boyfriend? We prefer for them to apply in person." And I said, "No, it's for me."
It was very hard to get in. It was like today, say, becoming a firefighter for younger people. It was very difficult to get in. You had to be a member of a family or something. So to see a woman in the building trades at the time was very unique.
I just saw it as an opportunity that we had to earn our way, and but it was opportunity.
She'd come home all greasy and smelly and dirty and stuff, but she'd have a smile on her face.
They welcomed me. They told me about meetings. They said to get involved. They said, "We expect to see you at the welfare committees."
When we combined the committees, subcommittees into one and everything, the very first meeting, we had to elect officers, and I nominated Jane for secretary right off the bat.
I worked with people that had that pride, and I learned that pride from them. Now, as a journeyman, you've got to be the one to train the apprentices, to do the work. It was accepting the new responsibilities. You're stepping into this new area where you're now a qualified person.
If you ever get to talk or meet Jane, she's just beyond friendly and just always wants to help, and she's extremely knowledgeable.
She's looking multiple steps past, say, where you are at any particular time, and that's what makes somebody running work a good foreman or a good general foreman.
I was in a refinery, and I had turned out, and I was called into the trailer. The supervisor comes in and throws me a set of keys, and I'm like, "You need me to go get some material or something?" He goes, "No, that's your truck. You're the new foreman." And I went, "I just became a journeyman. I had to be a journeyman first." He goes, "No, you're a journeyman. We need a journeyman for this other crew, and you're the one we want. And we'll help you out."
And I mean, some of the guys out there, I have to agree that they were jerks, and I'm sure she put up with a lot, but she never complained. I never heard anything about it.
Jane is a complete product in any arena, whether it's in the field as a foreman or general foreman. She's organized, detail-oriented. She can move the project forward.
She has taken and made a commitment to our members in our trade by teaching at our Electrical Training Institute for many years. And so she works in there with the young people and also with the people coming in for retraining.
They put a woman in front of a class of men, training them and giving them information in their career. That was very strong.
She was the first teacher I had through Local 11. Jane would take the time and explain something, or she wanted to make sure you understand it and had a good feel of what we were doing, because it always mattered for what was going to happen next.
She was right to the point. She kept the class under control, which you got to do. I mean, she was good at that, very good at doing that, and she got good results.
Nobody ever had any issues with her being a woman because of her knowledge.
Most men now, if you ask them, yeah, women can do it. They may have qualifiers, and a lot of them will say, yeah, women can do it and do it fine.
Different organizations, whether they be labor, community, you name it, Jane's involved with youth.
I had the opportunity and kind of develop an office of outreach, and they made me director of outreach. So, and that was 11 years ago.
Jane meets us and brings us into one of the really nice classrooms at ETI and sits us down and distributes their information about the program and about the wage rates, and walks our students through in a very, very careful and persuasive way the advantages of being a Local 11 electrician.
Jane is larger than life. She does a great job representing the union, right? And she loves hanging out with students. She's the person who, in many ways, has been the inside capacity with all the folks that have been trying to figure out how to be able to enter, IBEW Local 11 into joint apprenticeship.
It's understanding that you're going to have to stand on your own feet, but there's other people around that will have your back. But you've got to do the work. There's no easy way.
And no matter what your race, your background, your ethnicity, you can come in and work, and there's no glass ceiling. You can start at, entry level and have a nice life and be able to support yourself and your family.
When I first met her, she was a white lady in the ghetto over on 108th and Central. That doesn't happen unless you're the police. When I got out of prison, I didn't have none of the criteria. So I had to go to a work sort center, and that's how I met her. She came in there, gave us the facts and what we had to do, and I was like, oh yeah, I can do this. So it was beautiful.
I was a student in a youth build program, and my organization sent myself and 4 other young ladies to the non-traditional career day. It was definitely life transforming. I was receiving public assistance, and I was getting $456 a month. She took me under her wing and asked me if I wanted to participate in outreach into the community, and that was it. I stuck to her like glue for the rest of my 5 years of the apprenticeship.
My mom would stay with these people and talk to them and be there if they had issues or concerns, and really support them all the way through and made sure that they would accomplish their goals.
I talk to young people all the time, and I'm telling them, I said, look around, come and visit. And I'm going, it's opportunities, but you have to do the effort. But this is the door. You have to step through it.
The joy that she takes in professing the benefits that we've learned to love and grow with, she's an extraordinary example of the real fraternity, the IBEW.
Jane is just a huge advocate in trying to help people from within our community get into these programs. So whether it's referring them to mentoring programs or inviting them to our Empower group.
When you look at how many males we have in our local union versus females, she's risen all the way up to be voted our vice president by the membership as a measure of the respect they have for her in the industry.
She didn't make it about her, it's about everybody else, so that's what I learned from her.
We treasure the relationship we have with the trades in terms of what it means for our students, and we treasure our relationship with Jane Templin.
Today, there are more women now that are, foremen and general foremen as a result of Jane sort of paving that road for us.
IBEW Local 11 is my family. That's all I can say. It's been a blessing.